Hey everyone, welcome back to Health Explanations. Today we have an incredibly exciting project lined up for you. Just for you. I'm going to show how you can run GEMMA, an advanced language model developed by Google DeepMind, on a compact mini computer which can just fit in your pocket, named Raspberry Pi 5. Imagine the harnessing power of cutting-edge AI on a tiny, affordable computer. It's like bringing the future right to your desk, right? Whether you are a tech enthusiast, a DIY hobbyist, or just curious about AI, this video is just for you. So let's get started and dive into the fascinating world of AI on Raspberry Pi. Before we jump into running GEMMA, let's first understand what is AI and how it works. AI, or artificial intelligence, or now Apple is naming it Apple Intelligence, refers to the simulation of human intelligence in machines that are programmed to think and learn like humans. AI works using various techniques, including machine learning, where systems can learn from data and improve over time. Machine learning models can be supervised, unsupervised, or reinforcement learning based. One of the most exciting applications of machine learning is NLPs, natural language processing, which enables machines to understand and generate human language. Language models like GPT or Ollama or GEMMA are part of this field and are designed to generate coherent and contextually relevant text based on the input they receive. First, let's talk about GEMMA and why is it so impressive out there. It's a family of lightweight architecture thing, and it even runs on lower RAM based models also, so that you can even run this model on your Raspberry Pi 4GB also. That's not an issue because you need at least 8GB of RAM if you want to run Llama 3 or Lava 5.3, anything out there. You at least need 8GB of RAM. But this thing even runs on a 4GB, which comes with 2 billion parameters. Tiny Llama, which comes with 1 billion parameter or 1 billion tokens, you say. We'll first test our Raspberry with Tiny Llama, check whether it is working properly, and we'll also get the benchmarks of Tiny Llama which is working on our Raspberry. We'll get these benchmarks, compare your benchmarks with mine. Mine won't be too great, but yeah, it will be at least better than the average, right? You compare with mine and you check whether your Raspberry is compatible with running GEMMA or Tiny Llama or anything. It should be able to run Tiny Llama, of course, but GEMMA you have to check with that, because if your Raspberry has some RAM issues or memory allocation issues, you can run into trouble because your Raspberry wouldn't be able to allocate sufficient memory to run that particular code of GEMMA model, so that you have to swap your memory by running a script or a file. I'll tell that in the future. If you want, you can comment down in the comment section about that. I'll give you the link to download the script and they can run that script so that you'll free up or swap your memory in your Pi. First, let's talk about GEMMA. And GEMMA is a language model developed by Google DeepMind, as we all know that, designed to understand and generate human-like text. On the other hand, Raspberry Pi 5 is a compact and powerful mini computer, right? Which is perfect for our daily life projects or DIY projects. Like when you hear about an AI, what do you think? You think is it a thing which computes all your Excel data, or is it a thing which completes all your assignment or homeworks which your college or school gives, or your boss of course, or is it something which completes your code or help you in your research purposes? It could be all of that. We are just using AI to enhance our work and our productivity. Previously, before 3-4 years, we used to do Excel data analysis or generate a 400 words of essay with our mind. Used to take at least 4 to 5 hours of time, right? But today, with this all AI, LLMs and all those, we'll just take 2 to 3 minutes. Those 2 to 3 minutes also will go on editing our text into human readable thing, so that our boss or our superior don't catch us with plagiarism check, right? So we spend our time doing those, modifying the generated text by generative AI. Let's see more about this, and we'll now directly jump into configuring and running our LLMs in our Raspberry Pi, and we'll also see the use cases of it, which is very important. If you do something, please first know the use case of that and then start your project, so that you will know where you are going. Otherwise, your journey will be like without destination. You will be moving on and moving on and moving on. So first find your use case and then proceed with your journey. For my use case, I want to integrate all these LLMs or these AI models into my sensors, or when I get my data from the sensors, I want to use these LLMs to generate a file which gives me analysis of my incoming data. This is my basic use case. This is one of the use cases. We can find more, right? Let's move ahead, and then first we'll start with Llama, tiny Llama. My Raspberry is 4GB model, so I can't run Llama 3 and Phi 3 and all those. GEMMA, which is the original one, which gives you at least 7 billion parameters, I think. That could also not be done with my Raspberry, so I can't run that also. But you can do it if you have an 8GB Raspberry Pi model. I'll provide the links in the description to buy those models, so that you can choose your own Raspberry Pi and you can buy them. Let's go ahead. To get started, we'll use Ollama to integrate our required models by Linux interface. So we'll be using Linux as our OS, right, in our Raspberry, so that we'll use Linux thing. Make sure you at least know the basics of Linux. I mean, how to switch through directories, how to know your memory usage, and how to manipulate your memory allocation of your Raspberry. These are very important because I might not know your error and your troubleshooting case. In that case, you could approach ChatGPT, but it'll give you a general solution. It doesn't give you your required solution, right? It will give you a solution which is common for everyone, which might be common for everyone, but in your case it could be little different. So that make sure you at least know the basics of Linux. Basics is enough. You can ask the basics code or commands of Linux in ChatGPT. That could be good. These are some models which they have created. GEMMA 2 is the latest one. I'll just show you an overview of that. We won't be using this, but you could use that. 9 billion tokens is there. It is 5.4 GB. You could use that. That will be wonderful. And there is one more thing, 27 billions also. This is around 16 GB and this one is around 5.4 GB. That's why I've said you could use an SSD for your Raspberry Pi to boot up. if you don't know how to install your Raspberry or boot your Raspberry with an SSD, you could just view our previous video on how to boot your Raspberry Pi with SSD. It will be on the cards on the top or at the end screen at the end. No worries, we'll move ahead. This is Llama 3 and this is GEMMA 2. They have shown the benchmarks of those. And yeah, two sizes, 9 billion and 27 billion parameters thing. We won't be using GEMMA 2. If your model is sufficient and it is capable of using GEMMA 2, then you can go ahead with that. Your Raspberry Pi at least should have 8 GB RAM to run 9B, but about 27B, I don't think so any Raspberry Pi can run that because it's too big. I think it could pull off 9B, you could do that, but our thing for today is this one. We'll be doing 2B1, the base model, and they have given a note here about it. To run you need at least Ollama 0.1.26. We'll be installing the latest one of Ollama itself. That shouldn't be a worry about it. And these are some parameters you can look at. For running this model, your device should be capable because the minimum RAM it does require is 4 GB, and this is the command we'll be going to use to pull GEMMA, which is of 2 billion parameters. First we'll install Ollama and then we'll move ahead. So first we have to download Ollama in our local machine. So I'll provide you the link in the description below, so you can download this Ollama in Linux by using this command. Just copy that command. If you want Ollama to run on your Mac or your Windows, they have given options for those also. Your Mac OS should be at least Mac OS 11 or Big Sur later, or for Windows they have given a preview. They have launched a preview recently, so you can download for Windows also. Let's get back to this Raspberry thing. I'm connected to it via SSH. You can use VNC or your external desktop, anything would be fine. We just need a terminal. Just paste that command here and then run it. It'll download the Ollama for you. And now after that, just type this command and help. If you say this, then you have successfully installed your Ollama on your machine. Now let's see what models do we have with the installation. These are my models. They won't be available for you. I've downloaded all these on my machine, but if you don't get anything, that's fine. That should be normal. And next, what we'll do is we'll try to install Ollama model Tiny Llama, which will be done with this command Ollama pull Tiny Llama. This could download the Tiny Llama thing. After doing this, it'll download this. I'm already done with that. To run your model, just type Ollama run and that's it. There you go. Your large language Meta AI is now running locally on your Raspberry. That's great, right? So you can test this out. Let's say I want to know how many colors are there in the rainbow. Let's see. That's great. And let's say why is the sky blue. You have to take care on how fast your result is being generated by it, because if your result is delayed, that means there is an issue with your pi. Or if your pi is continuously making fan noise, if you have cooling system for your pi and it is continuously making that fan noise, that should indicate a trouble. This is the tinier version of Llama thing. Let's say let's ask its own full form. Let's see if it does satisfy this. After this, I'll show you my benchmarks of this Llama thing. Okay, I don't think it is connected to the internet for latest information. It is just giving me some other things. Fine. To exit this, you just click this. It will automatically exit, and type this command to see the benchmarks or the time taken to generate a message. Let's repeat the command. Oh shit. There was some typo. Yeah, now it is starting the generation, and after the end of this generation it will give you the benchmarks. You can see my benchmark and you can compare it with yours to see that everything's running fine. Yeah, my total duration was 19 seconds and load duration was 2 milliseconds. Prompt eval count was 41 tokens. Evaluation rate was 13.62 tokens per second. Okay, now compare it with yours and let me know in comment section how was yours running with this. And there was a comment in the previous video saying that how to integrate this Llama thing with our Halo AI module, which I have discussed in the previous video, how to use your Halo AI module and thing. I just want to discuss about that over here because Halo AI is recently launched one and I'm still figuring out the commands to compile something into that. There are some few troubles with that. When I've gone through this compilation and integration with this Ollama thing into the Halo AI module, what I found was, first I couldn't find a specific compilation command which I could use to compile this Ollama and run locally on that Halo AI accelerator. Actually, it's not a processor, it's an accelerator, so that could be some complicated. And this Halo SDK kit, it's not mentioned anywhere, but it will come inbuilt for you. When you install this sudo apt install Halo all, it will automatically get installed on your computer, right? So to figure out that SDK and to get the commands and to then integrate your Ollama into that Halo, I just need some more time to work this out because I don't find commands which could run on this Linux to integrate Ollama into our Halo AI module. I just need some time. I'll take at least 1 month or 3 weeks or 2 weeks maybe. But I'll sort this out. I'll make a separate video on that, on how to run your Ollama or any LLM on your Halo AI module. There are many use cases with this LLM. I could show you some more. Let's say if I want to know what's in my picture, I've downloaded a nature picture for a test case. You can download it from Google itself. I mean your Chromium thing from your Raspberry Pi OS. So you need to be at least connected with your Raspberry Pi through Raspberry Pi Connect. You can use start RPI Connect, and if it is asking to download your RPI Connect, and if you are using this command for the first time, please refer our previous video to know how to connect your Raspberry Pi using the official Raspberry Pi Connect and without using any VNC viewer or that kind of. Let's run that Llama thing again. I'm still using Tiny Llama. Make a note of it. We are not yet diving into GEMMA. We'll first test it. Just type this, what's in the picture, and then go to your picture, double click on it, and then copy the path of the picture and paste it here. Let's see if it does gives us the info on. That's great actually. The image I've provided is a nature one which I've mentioned before, and it clearly describes my image. It contains a landscape scene with trees, hills and a lake. The subject matter is nature with the overall image conveying peacefulness, tranquility and serenity. That's great actually. It could scan my image and give me the output from that image. We can use this output and we can transfer this output into something else and use this as a part of a huge project also. So we are just building block by block and block and block so that we could someday merge up all this and build something. We also have something called YOLO, which is something out there. YOLO X is the latest one. It's so advanced in object detection thing. We'll test this YOLO in the next video. As I have said, when I have run the Halo AI module and the object detection example, it did not recognize my tube light and my AirPods, or if I just show a scissor or knife. Scissor it could recognize, but knife, it told my knife was a baseball bat. So to avoid all this, YOLO is the best one. If you try to integrate YOLO in your Raspberry and run it with your Halo AI accelerator, because why I'm mentioning YOLO here is that they have created the GitHub repository to download YOLO in your Raspberry Pi and run it with your Halo AI accelerator. They have also given us the instructions that we need to do all this, and YOLO X is the latest module which can run on your Raspberry. Now, keeping all this aside, we'll talk about this more in the upcoming video. The video title would be Advanced Object Detection with your Raspberry Pi. Yeah, even I am waiting for that. Now first test this GEMMA, whether it could give us the same output as Tiny Llama. Yeah, if Tiny Llama does that, GEMMA can obviously do that. Let's again list our models. I have GEMMA 2 billion model. I also have Lava and Llama 3. I've downloaded them, but it's of no use. They take a lot of time to generate text. Now let's run our most awaited model. Just type this. You can just type that. type that command, and if you don't have GEMMA 2 billion thing module, it will automatically download the module and then run it for you. If you just want to pull the module or download the module and don't want to run it, you can just use the command pull instead of run there. You can substitute the word pull. If I run that, now let's copy the same command we have used before. This can take a time like more 5 seconds thing. So it is saying that it is unable to access external websites or specific files. I don't know why, but yep, that's the answer it is given. Let's test the benchmarks of GEMMA and Tiny Llama. Yeah, and before that, a huge Congo that now we are running GEMMA on our Raspberry. Let's try to run that again and let's test with it. Let's at least play with it for 5 seconds. Let's give it some bullshit questions. Let's see whether it can answer that. So it is saying that my questioning was wrong, and it is saying my questioning was wrong. That's fine because it is running successfully on our machine, and that's it. We have successfully completed running 2 models on our local machine. One was GEMMA and other was Tiny Llama, which was completely fine. They were doing good. And I've missed one thing. I've wantedly did this because I did not run the benchmarks of GEMMA and Tiny Llama together again. But you can do that. You can do, and let me know in the comment section below of what model is best among these two, whether it is Tiny Llama or GEMMA 2 billion parameters thing. I definitely say it is Tiny Llama because it's just 670 MB to download and run, so that it will definitely be the first one to run faster than this GEMMA thing on your Raspberry Pi, which is a 4 GB model. But yeah, please let me know in the comment section below, and we'll see you in the next video with more models which could run on our Raspberry Pi using Halo AI. Next time we'll definitely make the models run with Halo AI module. Before completing this video, I would like to cover some more things and then we'll complete it. This is the one I wanted to complete this video with. This is the one, the YOLO X version, and this is its object detection thing. It could detect orange, a fork, and many other things: sports ball, a car, a bus, a person, a bicycle, truck, stop sign also. That's great. Let's test this. I'll give you my review in the next video, and I'll also show you how to run this. They've also given some benchmarks of this. They have compared this with their previous models that they have created. YOLO X is the latest one, right? So they have compared it with YOLO V5, Darknet 53, YOLO V5 Darknet 53, and YOLO X Nano. All those models. YOLO X Tiny is also there. We'll test all this. Let's see if YOLO X does run on our model. And these are some benchmarks that they have given for all those models out there which they have created. This was the one I was talking about. To quick start this, they have given us the installation guide, our demo thing, and reproduce our same results on Coco. I'll brief about this Coco and YOLO in the next video. This is just for a trailer thing, so that you could wait till our next video come and then you watch it with curiosity. I am excited the same as you. This is it. This is for the video. If you have any suggestions that I could improve in this video, please let me know in the comment section below. And until then, signing off.